country so isolated that for millions of years, birds forgot how to fly because nothing was hunting them. A place so visually unreal that Hollywood looked at the entire planet and said, "This is Middle-earth." And a place where locals casually walk into banks and supermarkets without shoes. Welcome to New Zealand. At first glance, it looks like paradise at the bottom of the world. But the deeper you go, the stranger it gets. This was the last major landmass on Earth humans ever settled. It has a lake so clear it's scientifically almost identical to distilled laboratory water. There are no snakes. Not fewer snakes. None. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why New Zealand doesn't just feel different. It feels like another planet. Today, we're uncovering the 15 most fascinating facts about New Zealand. Some are beautiful, some are bizarre. One is almost unbelievable. Let's go. Number 15. The last inhabited country. When you think of ancient civilization, you think of Egypt, China, Rome. But while empires were rising and collapsing across the world, New Zealand was empty. No cities, no temples, no humans. Until just 700 to 800 years ago. Around 1250 AD, Polynesian navigators crossed one of the most dangerous oceans on Earth in wooden canoes, guided only by stars, wind, and memory. Imagine that journey, thousands of miles. No GPS, no maps, just courage. When they arrived, they stepped into something that looked prehistoric, because for millions of years there were no land mammals here. Birds ruled everything. There were giant eagles with wingspans over 3 meters, and the moa, a flightless bird 12 feet tall. Picture stepping onto a beach and seeing a bird taller than a basketball hoop staring back at you. That wasn't fantasy. That was reality. And maybe that's why New Zealand still feels untouched. Walk deep into a South Island forest today and you feel something rare. Silence that feels ancient. Air that feels new. Like you might be the first person to stand there. It isn't the youngest country politically, but biologically, it almost is. Number 14. The Kingdom of the Kiwi. If you say kiwi in a grocery store, it's a fruit. In a zoo, it's a bird. In a bar, it's a person. Confusing. Let's fix that. The kiwi bird might be one of the strangest creatures on Earth. It's a bird that cannot fly. Its wings are tiny and useless. Its feathers feel like fur. It has whiskers, and it's the only bird on Earth with nostrils at the very tip of its beak. It literally sniffs the ground for worms. It looks like evolution experimented and forgot to finish the design. But New Zealanders love it, so much that they named themselves after it. During World War I, New Zealand soldiers were nicknamed Kiwis because of the kiwi bird emblem on their uniforms. The name stuck. Now, here's the twist most people don't know. The kiwi fruit, not from New Zealand. It came from China, originally called the Chinese gooseberry. But during the Cold War, that name didn't sell well in Western markets, so farmers rebranded it. Fuzzy brown, round, looked like the bird. Kiwi fruit was born. Marketing genius. So remember, you eat a kiwi, you talk to a kiwi, and you protect the kiwi. Mix that up, and you might offend someone. Number 13. The world's smallest dolphin. We all love dolphins, but New Zealand is home to the rarest one on Earth, the Maui dolphin. While a bottlenose dolphin can reach 4 meters, the Maui dolphin grows to just 1.7 meters, about the size of a short adult human. You can recognize it instantly. Instead of a sharp dorsal fin like most dolphins, it has a rounded black fin, like Mickey Mouse's ear. Adorable. But here's the part that changes the mood. There are fewer than 60 adults left in the wild. Pause on that number. 60. You could fit the entire surviving population of this species onto a single bus. They exist only off the west coast of New Zealand's North Island. Nowhere else on Earth. Their biggest threat? Fishing nets. They live close to shore. They get tangled. They drown. Efforts are being made. Protected zones, drone monitoring, fishing bans. But survival is fragile. Seeing one in the wild isn't just rare. It's witnessing something that may not exist in your lifetime's future, and that realization hits differently when you're standing on that coastline. New Zealand looks wild and eternal. But even here, some things are hanging on by a thread. Number 12, the clearest lake on Earth. Imagine standing in front of water so clear, it almost looks invisible. Deep inside Nelson Lakes National Park lies Blue Lake, known in Maori as Rotomare Wenua. In 2011, scientists tested its clarity. The result? Underwater visibility of up to 80 meters. That's nearly identical to distilled laboratory. Water. Let that sink in. Nature created something as pure as lab-made perfection. The water glows violet blue under sunlight. It doesn't look real. It looks edited. But here's the part that surprises visitors. You cannot touch it. No swimming, no dipping your hands, not even a toe. Why? Because even the natural oils on your skin could contaminate it. And, more importantly, this lake is sacred. In Maori tradition, it was used in funerary rituals to cleanse the bones of the deceased before burial. So entering the water would be deeply disrespectful. You can only stand on the edge and look. And somehow, that makes it more powerful. Sometimes the most beautiful things are the ones you're not allowed to touch. And if you're still watching right now, that tells me something. You don't just like travel, you like discovering the hidden layers. So before we go deeper, hit subscribe. Because the next few facts, they get even stranger. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from right now? I'm curious how far across the world this video has reached. Number 11. The Underground Galaxy. New Zealand's magic doesn't stop above ground. In the Waitomo Caves, you drift through darkness in complete silence. No talking, no phones, just blackness. Then, slowly, you look up, and the ceiling explodes into blue light. Thousands of glowing points, like the Milky Way. But they aren't stars, they're glowworms. Actually, larvae of a fungus gnat. Each one hangs from the cave ceiling with long, sticky threads, like biological fishing lines. They glow to lure insects. The brighter the light, the hungrier they are. It's beautiful and slightly terrifying. You're floating beneath a living constellation of predators. And the silence makes it unforgettable. Because in that darkness, you realize something. New Zealand doesn't just show you beauty. It shows you raw, strange, evolutionary beauty. And you either lean into it, or you miss it. Number 10, Barefoot Nation. In most countries, walking into a supermarket barefoot would get you kicked out. In New Zealand, it's normal. Banks, gas stations, shopping malls, bare feet everywhere. Not because people can't afford shoes, because they don't want them. There's something deeply relaxed about this culture, connected to land, connected to nature. And yes, the streets are clean enough that this isn't a health gamble. Tourists are usually shocked at first. Then they try it. Then they get it. There's something grounding about feeling the earth under your feet. And here's a challenge for you. If you visited New Zealand tomorrow, would you try going barefoot for a day? Be honest. Drop a yes or no in the comments. And if this video has surprised you so far, share it with someone who thinks they already know everything about New Zealand, because we're just getting started. Number 9. Christmas and Summer Picture Christmas, snow, fireplaces, hot, chocolate. Now flip it. In New Zealand, December is peak summer. On December 25th, it's 80 degrees. Families head to the beach. Instead of roast turkey, it's seafood barbecues, fresh crayfish, pavlova topped with fruit, cold drinks. Santa arrives on a jet ski, and instead of snow-covered pine trees, the Pohutukawa tree explodes into bright red blossoms along the coastline. That's how Kiwis know Christmas has arrived. For Northern Hemisphere visitors, it feels wrong at first, sweating on Christmas Day, but opening presents on a beach. That doesn't sound too bad. Number 8. The Government Wizard. Yes, this actually happened. For over 20 years, the city of Christchurch employed an official wizard, Ian Brackenbury Channel. Long white beard, flowing robes, public speeches, rain dances during droughts. He was paid about $16,000 a year by the government. He became a tourist icon, classified as a living work of art, and for decades nobody questioned it, because that's New Zealand. Creative, quirky, comfortable being different. In 2021, the council ended his contract, wanting a modern image. He was furious, but for a long stretch of history, Wizard was a legitimate government career path. Find me another country that did that? I'll wait. Number 7. The steepest street on Earth. In Dundon, there's a street so steep it feels like you're walking up a wall. Baldwin Street. A 35% gradient. Concrete, because asphalt would literally melt and slide down. Every year, thousands attempt the Gutbuster race up and down it. And then there's the Jaffa race. 30,000 chocolate candies released from the top, bouncing down like a red avalanche, only in New Zealand. But here's what's interesting. Even their world records feel playful, competitive, yet lighthearted. There's intensity here, but never arrogance. Number 6. The 85-letter hill. There is a hill in New Zealand whose name is 85 letters long. Locals just call it Taumata, because nobody wants to pass out trying to pronounce it, but the full Maori name tells a story. It translates roughly to the summit where Tamatea, the man with big knees, the climber of mountains, the land swallower who traveled about, played his nose flute to his loved one. It's not just a name, it's poetry. It's history embedded in geography. Tourists travel hours just to stand next to the sign and fail to pronounce it. But that's the beauty of it. In New Zealand, even the land tells stories. Number 5. More sheep than people. There are about 5 million humans in New Zealand and roughly 26 million sheep. That's 5 sheep per person. And yes, traffic jams caused by sheep are real. You don't honk, you wait. Wool once powered the economy so strongly it was called white gold. And sheep shearing, it's a competitive sport. Elite shearers can shave a sheep in under 20 seconds. That's athletic precision, strength, speed, endurance. It's farming turned into spectacle. We're getting close to the top 3, and the number 1 spot, it changed global tourism forever. If you've made it this far, you're officially part of the adventure crew. So do this right now. Comment the country you're watching from. I want to see how global this community is, and if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your sign. Because number 4 is where things get extreme. Number 4, the birthplace of bungee jumping. In Queenstown, adventure isn't optional. It's cultural. In the 1980s, A.J. Hackett pioneered commercial bungee jumping here. To prove it worked, he illegally jumped off the Eiffel Tower, got arrested, became a legend, opened the first commercial jump site at Kawarau Bridge. Now millions voluntarily step off bridges for fun, and that's just the beginning. Jet boats spinning at insane speeds, canyon swings, skydiving over mountains. New Zealand doesn't observe nature, it launches itself into it. Would you jump? Be honest. Number 3, Maori Power and the haka. Before every major rugby match, the All Blacks perform the haka. It's not a dance, it's a declaration. Stomping, chanting, eyes wide, tongues out. It's intimidation, it's pride, it's ancestry. Maori culture is not hidden here. It's integrated. The language is official. The traditions are alive. The hongi greeting, pressing foreheads and noses, symbolizes sharing breath, mana, spiritual authority. In many countries, indigenous culture faded. Here, it stands front and center. Number 2, living dinosaurs and criminal parrots. The tuatara looks like a lizard, but it's not. It's the last survivor of an ancient reptile order that lived with dinosaurs. It even has a light-sensitive third eye. It hasn't changed in 200 million years. Then there's the key, an alpine parrot, brilliantly intelligent and slightly chaotic. They rip rubber seals off cars, steal windshield wipers, unzip backpacks. Tourists laugh until it's their rental car. In New Zealand, evolution didn't follow normal rules. It experimented. Number 1, real-life Middle-earth, and finally, the reason millions visit, Hobbiton, found by Peter Jackson during a helicopter scouting flight. He looked down and said, "That's the Shire." Unlike most movie sets, Hobbiton was rebuilt permanently. 44 hobbit holes, real gardens, real wood, real stone. Only one fake tree, with 200,000 individually wired artificial leaves. That's commitment. Standing there, you don't feel like you're on a set. You feel like magic might actually exist. And maybe that's the real secret of New Zealand. It doesn't feel manufactured. It feels discovered. Now I'll leave you with this. Would you jump off a bridge in Queenstown, walk barefoot into a supermarket, or sip ale in the Green Dragon? Tell me below. Drop your country in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs a new destination. And if this made you want to pack your bags, subscribe, because the next journey might be even more unbelievable. See you in the next adventure.